So I think we'll go to the next part of the session, that is digital marketing. So digital marketing, you all know by term itself, digital. Okay, we are all the digital world now. So how to, in the context of entrepreneurship, digital marketing makes a very phenomenal importance. You can say it's having a very great importance, a phenomenal importance, exclusively during the post-pandemic. The post-pandemic only people know what is digital marketing. Before then, QR code was existing, it was created by China. You all know that QR code's origin is from China only. But it is in full practice, full utility only in the post-pandemic, exclusively by 2021. You can say 2021 onwards. Digital marketing, everywhere everybody is saying digital marketer, social media marketer and all. You can see this terminologies coming here and there. Even Facebook also, we are having paid Facebook promotions. If you talk about influencers in Instagram who promote a product, image consultants, there are so many people who have started their enterprise basically because of going online, right? So in that context, gearing digital entrepreneurship is through two things: encouraging creativity and innovation. When I told design thinking in my enterprise management, finally I given some ideas about design thinking, which you are going to see now. Second one is enabling design thinking. Design thinking is there with everybody. Thinking is there with everybody. In a nutshell, design thinking is the contextual process. In a given time, what you think. So I give a problem to you, and you have to give a solution within 5 minutes. You are all attending that campus interviews. The campus interviews, we have analytical questions, 30 marks. Though you are very competent, you will miss a lot of questions. You will mark a negative answer to the questions because of the tension, because of the focus to complete on time. You get a jerk, right? I think you all get a jerk. Though your thinking process is enormous, in the design thinking process, the same questions, the same answers, which you all know, analytical, and we all know the analytical reasoning, the answers and all you know. But if you apply design thinking, as I said, you will answer only the known questions, than scratching your head with unknown questions. This is what people don't do. In the morning, I was in the earlier session, I was saying about innovation and innovation practices. When you talk about innovation, design thinking by and large is existent. We talk about our case, NFED's case, because madam has told to give a case study. NFED's case, evolution 2003, July, started a static website, nfedindia.org. You can also see by whois.com, you go and see the perpetual existence of the NFED's website since July 2003. At the time it was static and there is no dynamic websites available. I am talking about 2003, where you have been not born also. Maybe many of the people might have not born, 22 to 23 years before. And it has to be promoted. What are the ways? Design thinking, apply design thinking. There are three possibilities, because at the time there is no social media marketer, there are no digital marketers. What we have to do is, we have to promote your own self through medium. There are so many mediums. Now you can see there are some websites which you know, all the advanced websites you may be knowing it, because you are all in practice. For apps, for anything called online shopping, you know lot of apps will be downloaded by you, share it. There are so many apps you are having. But at that time there were no apps. There are only sites, and all the sites are not static. Many of the sites are dynamic. All the sites are not dynamic. Many of the sites are static. Static means one page. You have to flip the pages. The running pages, you can see a lot of photographs have been running in the corporate websites. That is, most of the sites are all dynamic. So they have dynamic styles of using the thing, so that it will give a lot of glimpse in one screen itself. You can see a lot of activities. So we have to have multiple pages, means multiple content. Multiple content means multiple promotion. And multiple promotion means there are no multiple platforms. This is the problem. So digital marketing is a question mark at the time. What I did is, at the time also I was doing a digital marketing, not in this style. I was doing a digital marketing through chat windows. You know MSN chat. You know Rediff chat. You know Yahoo chat. There are a lot of chat windows available, but it is not reliable. Availables are not reliable, because Rediff account, you have to, if you want to use a chat window, you should have an account in the Rediff mail. If you want to use a chat window of MSN, you should have a Hotmail account. Not like today, any account you can go and chat and all. Not like that. WhatsApp chat is not having any account. Only you have a app downloaded, you give the number, that's all. Not a big deal of email, other things are all not required. Even RTI for that matter. So the question is, at the time I used to log into all these chat windows and promote that static page with the people. I use a link, that static link, I put it across nfd.org.organization.aspx or something like that. Now only is PHP, other time ASPX, HTML, all those things, hypertext markup language was there. We give the content and we promote. You know, the sad story is, for listing in the Google is coming up at the time. For listing in the Google, you need 10,000 likes or 10,000 visits exactly. Now you can say likes, other time it was visits from different IP numbers. Not the same IP number. So 10,000 times a person is viewing your link gets Google listed. Okay, so Google listing, you all know that what is Google listing. It's not a joke. Now you put NFID, it will come into Google. So I am talking about 2003. At the time I was using this digital marketing strategy, whichever you are talking now today, with all the advanced features, and that is how it has been promoted. But it took a long time. Because I am the only one and the only face. At the time nobody was there with me. Only trustees. Trustees are all working elsewhere, and I am also working elsewhere. Whenever I have the time, a free time, because I am employed in some other government organization as well as the BITS Pilani, like I've been in different verticals, academic verticals. So I was very busy. I had to take the classes for the students like you, and also in the evening time you have to do this promotion. This happened. So now you know what is digital marketing. It's not a joke. So now it is very easier for us because all the online gadgets are available. All the techno platforms are there, like Canva, where you can create a page and promote your own digital marketing. Set a QR code. You know Google Forms, you can create a Google Form. Might not be advanced forms what we create. Okay, you can do the basic forms. Like this one, Solar Entrepreneurship, they created a basic form for students to enroll with a phone number, with the email ID, with their background information, that's all. And submit the form, that will be recorded. And that is be embossed in the QR code. When you click the QR code, the form will open. Am I right or wrong? So that's how it is. So this is the thing which is called design thinking process. The entrepreneur's design thinking should be that way, because when I started the enterprise, my son was not here. Now my son is one of the portfolios in the NFID. He knows. I think Tehla might be knowing about my son. He is a very close friend of him. So he is now doing the digital marketing on all those players, because I am giving the training in post-pandemic by registering 7 courses. Especially one course is CorelDRAW, which you are supposed to know, because you cannot depend on Canva always. Canva is a platform where it is having its own restrictions. So when you do CorelDRAW, you can create your own page. So that is how the digital marketing takes place with the self-study. Okay, I mean to say how the enabling the design thinking happens with the enterprise, which is wheeling across so many years. If you go to NFID's website, you can see the timer, so many hits, so many companies have visited, and all those things have happened not in one day. What I am trying to say is, enabling design thinking, I am also in the current trend, I am in the context of design thinking. I am not derailing from the things which I did earlier. That was evolution. Now we have to talk about transformation. When we talk about transformation, the technologies whichever is available now, we have to go with it. We have to be aware of it. We have to know something about it. Though we are dependent on somebody like any technocrats, but we have to know what is what. In students' age, you can learn the CorelDRAW, you can learn all the animation software, you can learn all about Adobe Acrobat, whatever. So that will be easier for you to do this sort of a digital marketing to happen. So design thinking is what Steve Jobs said. Design thinking is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. Design is how it works means how it works. How it works. How it works, it happens with the people's acceptance, wide acceptance. How many people acknowledge you in the media, in the social media websites, in the context, in the idea process, in the activities what you do. That talks about you are doing something in the design thinking process. Okay. Design thinking is a human-centered approach to innovation that draws from the designer's toolkit to integrate the needs of people, the possibilities of technology, and the requirements for business success. Tim Brown. Now nobody is doing the email marketing for information. If you do email marketing, Google will straightly put your article in the spam or in the promotion. Further also we can have a technique. We can use a subject as a quotes. If you use quotes in subject, it will not throw yourself into promotion. This is not known to you, right? See, you send an email marketing. I am not saying not you. I mean the entrepreneurs. So we don't know that trend. We are doing a promotion across the nation, even across the globe for our conference or for our FDPs and all. For those mails will not go to frequently to spam. We are having also a challenge. Even recently also it happened. So the new innovation is quotes. Put the quotes. To avoid plagiarism, the same technique. Put the quotes on the subject so that it will not go to the spam or promotion. It will go to the inbox. But the keywords will be restricted. You cannot use a big line where you get to give the chance to AI to find which is a promotion, which is a marketing, and all easily it will find. So that is what. The other thing is, design thinking is a creative problem solving methodology that starts from understanding and addressing human needs. Human needs, ergonomic. A flyer I am preparing, the flyer should be visible, it should have the content, it should not deter your eyes. People don't know this. Okay, I put a flyer, what's the problem? Flyer is dim, flyer is not having any contrast, flyer is using all lot of nonsense colors, which will not be interesting to the people like you, youngsters like you. Appealing sense is missing. So the design thinking is wrong. Ergonomically it will fail. Ergonomic means human friendly. So what do you do? The classroom ambience, even this classroom is not up to the mark. Acoustics are not proper. So you will get the echoing. You can see that. So the question is how you create. Acoustics, what you do? You cannot have a sharp point. You should have a blend point on all the corners. You know acoustics? Doppler effect. Long ago, so long ago, you might have studied physics. In the physics, it is there. In the sound, acoustics is there. So the question is design thinking talks these things. But design thinking will not come by its own, though it is existent. You are brilliant. I say like this, you will be very happy. How come I know? It is only a per se on a person. I say he is brilliant. How come I know? What is a yardstick to understand the brilliance? Can you give me a suggestion? How to measure brilliance? Yes? Given a situation, given a time, how you act. How much you are smart, in other words. So that talks about the person's individual quotient. I told you, no, there are so many students here who somebody is getting the first rank, first mark. We are all having a problem. That person is always going to the teacher, so he is getting, or he or she is getting a first mark. This is a complaint. Students' heart of heart complaint is this only. I have interacted with a lot of students. But nobody understands why this person is getting a first mark. What is lacking in me? We never do the comparison. We compare only higher marks with the mind which is accepting that fault, not going beyond. That means you don't have the design thinking process acting upon you. You have a thinking process which is shallow, which is only talking about, okay, comparison, a mere comparison, peer group comparison. Okay, that person is close to the HOD, so he got the marks. That person is close to the professor, so he got the internal marks. That is not the usual tenor and practice, you know. That is, a person may be unique in certain things, or he may be or she may be a very patient person, which is lacking with us. We cannot do the work, whatever they say, like class leader. Class leader is always in a turbulent position. My son also takes the class leader only. I told him, why you took this leadership? I know, I told him. Because anytime you can get an excuse. But others don't do that because they know that it's a bugging job. You have to inform the assignment, inform anything to all the group. You have to post that. Only the class tutor, the professor, staff advisor will call you, Professor I told you will call you and disseminate the information to all others. So that's a uniqueness, you know. Somebody is owing the responsibility and taking meticulous strides and methods of execution, which we are not doing. Very simple. That is the difference. Okay, so that's why to manage oneself is creating a revolution. Human affairs is Drucker. He says human affairs, revolution human affairs. That person who is having the self-management. Self-management, you know what is that? I told you, no, I given an exercise to you of entrepreneurship on ship making. Ship making is not just an exercise. It is carrying all the characteristic attributes. Self-management. That is, you have to organize yourself. Sit in a place for 5 minutes. Before then, you have to make a ship and keep it ready. and you have to write in a notebook how many ships will make in 5 minutes or 10 minutes also you can take, and then start preparing, keep a stopwatch with alarm buzzer, you have the mobile, and do the ship and see. For that you need to do all this management. You cannot attend a call. Important information, you cannot attend a call. You cannot do a WhatsApp for 10 minutes or before 20 minutes, this, 5 minutes this side, 5 minutes post effect. After doing that, you have to assess with the ship which is been a demo ship with all the other ships which you made in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So the entire time is around 20 to 30 minutes you have to devote for the exercise without a deviation. Is possible? Is the question. If it is possible, you are all the future entrepreneurs of the nation. If it is not possible, you are all the good employees of the nation. So behind illusions, realities do hide. Break them through managing yourself. This is what I did. Behind illusions, when there was no possibility of digital marketing, there is no possibility of dynamic websites, there is no possibility of Facebook, which is come in 2014 only, 2004 Facebook, MySpace was taken over by Facebook. So there is no possibility of social media at the time. How we have brought this NFD to be in the limelight. So that means behind illusions, realities do hide. Break them through managing yourself. Take meticulous efforts. Take the chat window. Take the people's email. Send the link. Please visit my website. So there are a lot of IP addresses which will be visiting the website of NFD to get listed in the Google, by which you become popular. Without any digital marketer. I am the digital marketer for that. I am the marketer as well as a digital marketer in today's context. I am not having any social media influencers. I am not having any social media promoters or SEO governing me or anything like that. No search engine optimization. So I have done that. If I have done that in the very technological dormant days, today is a day which is having technological, overwhelming days. Every day the technology is updating. You can get a lot of antiviruses every day. That means what? New technology is coming. New virus is coming means new technology is added. New technology is added means new apps are prepared. New cyber security platforms are emerging. That means what? Everything is under the threat of time, which sustains for long exists, or which sustains for long with updation, with the technology and adoption exists. Other things will fade away with time. As simple as that. That's why we are not using Hotmail today. Best example. Though it has been invented by an Indian for that matter. That's why you are using nano cars today. That is also important. Nano cars with all higher version, HIVs or higher end versions are used today because of the ergonomic nature of the car, which you can own within less than 5 lakhs with all features. So design thinking mindsets, it goes on like this. Empathy, people centric. Show, don't tell. We only show, we don't need to tell anything. It will automatically be understood. When you put a flyer, it will automatically you get the point what is the flyer all about. With one line, with one page you can get an idea about that. Third one is experiment with the people. Do the experiments. I have given some experiments to you. Likewise, I give a lot of experiments. There are a lot of technologies, a lot of games are there. But how many games you are conversant? The basic exercise you can do and see where you stand with the time and the energy and the management concepts and the entrepreneurial drive with all the factors. So with one experiment you get a lot of information. The experiment with people with the design thinking is adopting, whether they are adopting or not. I give a solution. Whether the solution is sought by all the people or majority of the people, that becomes or say you can say big bang. If you give a solution which is adopted by majority of the people, majority of the users in other words, that becomes the big boomerang in the industry. So third one is mindfulness, full of knowledge, thought process, action oriented, and finally these are all things you know, collaboration, joining with somebody. That's why you can see group projects we do. You can see even today also your GCTNs and other colleges, you always attend the conference with group. On paper presentation, we always go with groups. In group dynamics, what happens is you get into a knowledge interference. What you say, others will refute. What they say, you will refute. Finally, you align with a point. That is a point of interference, where everybody is saying is accepted. I mean to say paper presentation, or making a prototype, or making a startup activity in your college, student entrepreneur cell, whatever you call, these things will happen with collaboration. At least in the group, one should be a proper design thinker, will be there. He or she only will finally take the lead with a lot of interactions. So design thinking process address the needs or requirements, face the challenge or threats, importantly. Scope for future growth. What is the scope at the immediate future is this. One second. What is the scope of future? It is talking about the future generations and future challenges. All those things should be addressed with the digital marketing through the design thinking process. Sustenance and development. Any organization, if you were talking about NFED or any TECS or my company, it is all sustaining because of the actions taken over the period of time. Or you can say awareness towards the actions taken. What is happening, what has to be done. So in all the conferences, I used to, my other companies to be existent. NFED in association with TECS. I display that. I don't go with the social marketers, but I do that in my own company. In making all, I will show the flyer also later. So that way that goes on with people, So TECS is there. Somebody is putting there. What is the website? Immediately they see. Creating inclusiveness. Who is this IIC conference? Who is that NFED? Though the website is there, conference website, we have a practice of creating all separate websites. One parent website is there. We have a lot of child websites, child pages, and all separate websites we are maintaining. We have 7 websites to maintain. Even a big entrepreneurs, we don't maintain 7 websites. One website they maintain, and they pull up everything in their child pages. We have 7 websites exclusively for conference, exclusively for awards, exclusively for other forums, NFED's business facilitated forums, exclusively for research and training, exclusively for other publications. So that is exclusively for journal. We are having a journal also. So all the things we are maintained separately. The problem is that will have an impact. If one impact fails, other impact passes through. Because people wanted to see different things. One particular channel, one particular way, one particular website, they are fed up with that. They want varieties. You give varieties, right? Innovation entrepreneurship prospects goes on with varieties only. How much you differ in the market with acceptance and adoption of people's will, then you will exist. Otherwise, you will be failing. Socio-economic development and future challenges and sustenance. Future challenges. Face the challenges are different from future challenges. Future challenges are unknown. Face the challenges are currently known. Whichever is existent. Okay. So now with this gamut of understanding, we come to marketing. You know what is marketing all about? Marketing is what? You are marketing your ideas. That means what? No idea? Marketing and selling. Any idea? Yourself, Talha? Selling? What is selling? I am marketing. It cannot be sellable. You know that? Very simple. I am doing a lot of things. But people don't buy all the things, whatever I do. They have their options. Or else they have no options on your products. So marketing governs, is preceding the selling actually. Marketing makes the platform, the pitch for people to get convinced. Selling is an option which is going with the marketing strategies to convince the people to buy or not. Whether they buy. For that you should know who is your buyer. That's very, very important. If you talk about solar entrepreneurship, as I told you in the beginning also, how to convince the solar buyers, solar-based appliances, solar appliances buyers. If I am a solar appliance buyer, I am intending to buy, how to convince me? So you should know the disadvantages and advantages of the product itself. Then only you can do the selling process, or else convincing the person to become your target audience or target customer. So who is your buyer? Understanding the buyer. All good marketing starts with an understanding of who the buyer is. The more you understand your prospects, the more targeted and cost effective your marketing and advertising become. The first 3 lines are important. The other thing is the more you understand your customer, the better you can optimize your site. That is why we put all the 7 sites in NFED. Because one site is not enough. Because somebody is interested in only conference. They may come for the programs later. In NFED's exclusive programs, they can be one of the participants or beneficiaries later. But they are interested in conference. They are not interested in NFED's activities, other activities. One is interested in certification programs, but not in conferences. One is interested in only workshops. I mean to say, one means there are many people who are interested in workshops for 5 days, but not interested in conference. So there are different set of people who are to be garnered under the NFED's platform. Got it? So I know who is the buyer, who the buyer is. Here the buyer, we are not doing profit, so who the beneficiary is. I mean to say beneficiary, the target beneficiary, who is to be our beneficiary at the NFED platform to come in. So I am comparing these two things because whichever is existent. I am just comparing that NFED because your professor has told, give some classic examples. So classic examples I am giving alongside the presentation.